by leaders of the party who have arrogated themselves the power of thinking for other people. But ladies and gentlemen, we are presenting to you the product of the people's own thinking, which we have put together, polished, and developed into implementable programs. So I am very confident that the age-long problem of underdevelopment for this country is going to be solved once and for all by the People's Manifesto. The manifesto that is derived out of what the people think is good for them. We asked the people how they would want to see Ghana in the next 4 years. What country they envision to live in. Manifesto was developed. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very confident that NDC will once again solve the national problem by this outside-the-box thinking product that we will be presenting to you this evening. Good evening.
Many December, as I say, Mimpon on by, as you may get on Mudada, and I Mimpon vision a course on the one man is Sanya JMA Casa, or Manu is Sanya DJ, course, Obey ready, say Obaba. Now, San in Juma is something they hear, say, Missy, you get application, you Chima, and then in Juma you want to acquire, say, only moving point through a Juma, and then the idea what says security move, a Jumu ye Juma. And can say Jumano, a Yajuma Jananso, I can jump on a woman, Nina, and Jam so one of the big Juma obligated job. And poor Adama and a Ninja something you to need Yana case says to so I Yankas, ye advice ye good pussy or Papa, ye never to Santa for Abadamano.
Intamo Mogrombe, Emil Fudomambe, Neva, Ashindo, Walakatan, Yadori Jirabe. I'm a Galifia, Magaramate, you school, Kakeabe, Atomabe, Ottawa, Auranako. You want education, over education on Mulaha, Mamma Greta Yimu. They the education, school york, Egg school Comelu. Then Coema Cosudoha, I don't know better no Egg education that my witness time. I'm going to for you. I'm going to make a motor to farmer. Don't believe it.
Or say, yeah, entrepreneurs, or boy in a way, like all apprentices. They are to know. Oh, yeah, good. Well, meantime, mission at the Pamela. Easy. And move on, this country will be in time pay this kind of trade on the mission. And it's a balance of what or more in these terms now. I think that the youth will go in to learn.
Before the previous administration exited office, on this particular campus, the Regional Maritime University, a vocational center was built, was to help students come up with their techniques when it comes to welding and all that. Because I quite remember the former president came to the school and then spoke about the fact that on the rig one time, they needed welders to work there, and then it was very alarming that they didn't really have professional welders in Ghana. So based on that fact, that facility was set up. But since the government left office, nothing much had come out of it. So I think with the job creation, giving students the opportunity to have free vocational education after school, they'll be able to come out and then set up some jobs for themselves.
When a criminal or an armed robber breaks into your home, he does not hail a Yezu or Kukudu. At that point in time, that criminal or that armed robber is thinking about his stomach. So I believe that a visionary leader like this that is bringing policies that is actually going to give some livelihood to the youth, I think will go a long way to grant us some safety within the community.
That's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our General Secretary, the only general in Ghana politics, Honorable Asedu Nketia. Wherever and however you are following us, we want to thank you sincerely for being part of this all-important launch of a manifesto that reminds me of the Gettysburg Address by Abraham Lincoln, a government for the people and by the people. This indeed is a manifesto by us and for us. I am, however, getting a number of reports of lights outs in the country. I don't know if that's a response to our chairman's, emphatic statement of how Dumso was resolved. And we hope this is not to deny the good people of Ghana the opportunity to follow this all-important event. Let me acknowledge the presence of our leadership in Parliament. Honorable Kingsford Sumana Bagwin is the second Deputy Speaker in Parliament and Member of Parliament, the longest serving Member of Parliament who inspires all of us. We thank you for your mentorship over the years. We also have Honorable Haruna Idrisu, who is the minority leader, the indefatigable minority leader in Parliament and Member of Parliament for the Tamale South constituency. Honorable Muntaka Mubarak Mohammed is a minority chief whip, and he is Member of Parliament from the Asawasi constituency, and that indeed is a constituency that many of the opponents have their eye on, but he has held on for a number of years now, and wish him the very best of luck as he goes in for another election. Honorable Ahmed Banda Ibrahim is also a deputy chief whip, and he's Member of Parliament for the Banda constituency. A round of applause for them, please. Also present tonight is Mr. Prosper Bani, who is a former Chief of Staff and former Minister of Interior. We also have Honorable Julius Dibra, former Chief of Staff, also with us here. Dr. Valerie Sawyer, former Deputy Chief of Staff and Senior Policy Advisor. We have also with us Honorable Elvis Afriankra, National Elections Director of the NDC. We will continue with the program and later do some more acknowledgements. But at this point, the reason why we are here, the men and women who have spent sleepless nights to put together the views of the people as they came in from Hamle and also from Aflao. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me with a round of applause to welcome the Manifesto Committee Chairman, Professor Kweku Dan-Subuafo, to the stage. A round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellency, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, former President of our great republic, and soon to be reinstated President of our great country. Her Excellency, Mrs. Lodina Mahama, Excellency, Professor Nana Jane Upoku Ajiman, running mate of the great National Democratic Congress's flag bearer, and the next Vice President of our great republic. The Honorable Mr. Samuel Ofusu-Ampofo, Chairman of our great National Democratic Congress. Honorable Mr. Johnson Asiedu Nketia, the mosquito. Honorable members of the Council of Elders, led by our senior brother, Alhaji Mahama Idrisu. Our parliamentary leadership, regional, district, and constituency officials, members of the clergy, members of the media, foot soldiers, I'm reminded, and all the other distinguished individuals, comrades, brothers, and sisters, good evening. On the 23rd of October last year, I was given the honor and privilege to chair a committee with the mandate to draft a manifesto that captured the hopes, needs, and aspirations of the good people of this country. Excellencies, comrades, brothers, and sisters, I am happy and humbled at the same time to stand before you this evening to declare that the mission that was assigned to us in October last year has been accomplished. We have produced a document whose philosophy is not only grassroots-based, people-oriented, inclusive and bottom-up, but more importantly, a winning document. Our manifesto is based on reliable, valid, and verifiable data. Time will not allow me to present a detailed summary of the manifesto we've prepared, or even to explain its philosophy and methodology. However, we, my colleagues and I, will submit a full report to the party, providing details of the processes and strategies we adopted in the preparation of this document by the end of this month. We believe that this will be of great value to our great party in the preparation of its manifestos in the future. Excellencies, comrades, at this stage, I pay tribute to the many remarkable individuals who comprised the manifesto team, and especially our tireless secretariat. We were fortunate to have an incredible combination of subject matter expertise, grassroots political, economic, and administrative competence, and sheer commitment to the party and to our country. Comrades, as the chairman has indicated, and the General Secretary has also reiterated, let me emphasize that the strategy we took to craft this document was deliberate, was conscious. It wasn't as a result of our inability to think. It wasn't as a result of the fact that we did not have individuals who were competent enough, as some others have alleged. My brothers and sisters, we believed that if we need to practice democracy, we need to extend whatever we do, especially in terms of preparing a social contract between our political party and the good people of Ghana, with serious consultations. As you know, in the preamble of our Constitution, 1992 Constitution, the number one tribute we give is to the Almighty God. Second tribute is to the good people of Ghana, because we recognize that the sovereign will of the people determine the authority and power of whichever government we establish. For this purpose, in order to craft the manifesto, you remember that we requested every constituency, every district, every region to submit proposals, memoranda, and whatever opinions individuals had to the party secretariat by December 7th, 2019. In addition to these requests, we also had to interface with most of the civil society organizations that have been mentioned and represented here. We also interfaced with individuals who had specific concerns that needed to be brought to the attention of the Manifesto Committee and in general to the National Democratic Congress. You would also remember that before the Manifesto Committee was inaugurated on October 23rd last year, the flag bearer had established working groups working on the economy, infrastructure, education, health, all aspects of our lives. On the National Democratic Party side, standing committees had also been established that were charged with the responsibility of doing the same thing, looking to our body politic and determining the kinds of problems we're facing as a country and craft solutions. These working groups provided reports to the Manifesto Committee, and in addition to those reports, they met with us, they made oral presentations, and gave us the kind of information that eventually we put together to constitute the manifesto that we are here to launch today. My brothers and sisters, having collated all the information from the district, from the regions and the constituencies, and having met the various representatives of civil society organizations and individuals, the next project was to synthesize all these documents, papers, ideas, proposals, memoranda into a draft manifesto document. In the process of doing that, we had at the back of our minds the fact that in the past we had prepared huge manifestos that nobody really read. So in the collective wisdom of the Manifesto Committee, we decided to categorize the documentation, the needs, hopes, aspirations, and problems of our brothers and sisters in this country into 6 thematic areas. Theme 1, titled Fixing the Economy and Uniting Against Poverty. Under this theme, all the economic issues, all the economic problems, all the economic proposals are listed here in the manifesto that will soon be launched. The second theme was promoting human development. Human development encompasses all the problems in education, in health, and the other social sectors. Theme 3, providing infrastructure for growth. Under this theme, we have several interesting and valuable, sustainable programs. The biggest of them is, have you forgotten? The Big Push. The fourth theme, creating sustainable and decent jobs. Ejumapa. We've christened it Ejumapa because we are differentiating between Ejumapa and Ejumaboni. We want our people to have decent and sustainable jobs, jobs that will give them personal and familial satisfaction, from which they will derive decent income to support their honorable and distinguished families. Theme 5, good governance, anti-corruption, and accountable government. Under this theme, we have a big anti-corruption project christened the Sting. So if you intend to engage in any corrupt activities under this manifesto, please look elsewhere. There isn't space for you. Theme number 6, deepening international relations and foreign affairs. Under this theme, we commit ourselves to the principles and ideals of the United Nations, the principles and ideals of African Union, the principles and ideals of ECOWAS, and we indeed intend to take advantage of the AFTA that was recently headquartered right here in Ghana, in Accra. With these 6 themes, we appointed individuals who were responsible for crafting the kinds of programs and policies that should go under each of the themes. And these individuals were responsible for giving us the kind of information you see in the document that is about to be launched. We've already indicated that the conscious effort to get the involvement of the citizens of Ghana in the preparation of this social contract, let's be clear in our minds that the manifesto is a social contract between the National Democratic Congress and the good people of the Republic of Ghana. And therefore, it would have been unpardonable not to have sought the views, concerns, worries, fears, hopes, and aspirations of the good people of this country. We are cementing the social contract through democracy. That's what we eventually culminate in this document that we are about to launch today. My brothers and sisters, the fact that I'm the chairman of the committee doesn't mean that I, as an individual, produced this document. There was a team of 21 individuals, and I would want at this point to request those individuals who served with me on this August adventure to stand when I mention your name and be recognized appropriately. With all due respect, may I first call on our sister, Professor Nana Jenopoko Ajiman, who let me emphasize one point. Let me emphasize just one point. She led the team that prepared the section on human development in the document we are going to be mentioning. And as a sign of a good and responsible citizen, even when she was named running mate and outlawed, she continued to attend our meetings. Not too many of us would have done that. Professor George Oduro, former Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, Madam. Professor Oduro, are you somewhere? Oh, you are there, Professor Oduro. Ambassador Spio Gabra. Professor Opuni Esiama. You are here. Professor Stephen Kendi. Professor Stephen Kendi, are you here? Dr. Alassane Yakubu. The Honorable Nana Oye. She served as secretary to the committee, and I do not believe that you slept over the past 2 weeks. You will get your reward in heaven. Honorable Mavis Ama Frimpong. Where is she? Oh, you are here. Okay, good. Miss Benedicta Lassie. She's there somewhere. Okay. Mr. Alex Mould. Ambassador Sam P. Yali. Mr. Sebastian De. Mr. Napoleon Poe. Napo, are you here somewhere? Mr. Michael Ni Abbey. You see here somewhere? Al-Aji Haruna Rashid, the Director of Research. He's not here. Mr. Prosper Huetu. Mr. Peter Otukono. Mr. Guzitano and Mr. Trishi Opoku are all members of this committee, but they could not join us this evening. My brothers and sisters, we thank you so much for allowing us to undertake this exercise on your behalf. We believe that we are leaving you with a manifesto that is probably the best any political party could have produced. There are several individuals who worked in our working groups and in the standing committees and subcommittees. There are too many to acknowledge here. But I wish to say that Ghana and the National Democratic Congress extend their greetings and sincerest appreciation to you. Thank you so much. May the good Lord continue to bless our homeland Ghana and also our National Democratic Congress. We wish you success.
I think most often when we travel outside, we're able to say that America is different from Ghana simply because of the infrastructure we see. The good roads, the good hospitals, there are good schools and all that. And so if an amount of 10 billion is going to be pushed into an infrastructure to elevate it to a point where we're going to have that solace, like those in America and all that, then I think it's a very good thing. So if we're going to get that, I know it's going to create jobs, it's going to open up the economy and all that. So it's a very great thing, and I feel very excited about that.
saa kwan wi a yɛwɔ so yi kotoba bi spinters ase na ɛyɛ rough road obiara so nim sɛ rough road yɛntumi ntena nkyɛn yɛ business bɛni si baeɛ no wabɛka kwan yi kota menim na NDC yɛ kwan wi so yɛ wie no manya akwanya a mede table abɛsi ho a meyɛ mobile money.
I'm a mother and a lecturer, and I think what I find very interesting in this manifesto of the NDC for this campaign season 2020 is the fact that they have promised that there's going to be an extension of maternity leave from 3 months to 4 months, which I find very, very exciting. Because as a mother and a lecturer, normally when you have your new baby with all the excitement, you normally don't even have the opportunity. As long as the semester is in session, what it means is that immediately you have to hit the ground running with your activities. But I think if this is extended, you can even have a whole semester off to take care of your baby, which I think it is a very good thing for me and all women, working class women in this country. And I think for this singular reason, all women should be very excited about this manifesto and should really rally behind the NDC so that whatever dreams that they have for women will come to fruition. Thank you very much.
I see the inclusion of 4 months maternity leave as a very good call for women, and not only for women, also for we the men, because when within the 3 months when the women are supposed to go to work, there's a workload on we as the men. Sometimes we even try to cover up by taking care of the children at home when the woman is supposed to go back to work. And this is not good for women, and I think this is a very good call, and I think more women will support this call and support the incoming president to succeed, because this is a president, or this is a former president who has decided to take a woman as a vice president and has created more other opportunities for women. I think this is a very good call. It will help even with the men in also having more time to do other things when the woman had a 4-month stay at home.
My name is Eunice Kamenta. I'm a businesswoman and then a mother, of course. And listening to the policies of the flag bearer of the NDC, there is this policy that I find so much comfort, and I can't wait to see it rolled up in Ghana, which is the increasing the maternity leave from 3 months to 4 months. This is so good. It's good news to us. This is what women have always asked for. It isn't easy to go through this 9-4 months period of pregnancy, put into bed, and within 3 months, you are supposed to be out there with the baby, working again. Psychologically, it doesn't help us. Health-wise, we are not well prepared and in the right mood to go back into work. But this additional 1 month, people may think it's just 1 month, but 1 month, even a week makes a lot of difference. So adding a month will really go on to ensure that the mother and child recovers healthily, and the child is well, catered for, and the child is ready to be on his or her own partially from the mother. So the mother can have that free mind, the mother can have that sound mind to be able to go back to productive work. So this is so good. And I am not even surprised with this policy, because the choice of the running mate of His Excellency President Mahama alone. This is the first time that we have seen a major political party like the NDC coming out with a woman as a running mate, because His Excellency President Mahama has vision for this country, and he knows that this country is populated by more women. Women are more in Ghana, so women will matter to him. That is why he has picked a female as a running mate, a female who is a mother, a female who understands her colleague females and what her colleague females go through day in, day out. So I am not surprised at all. And I give him thumbs up for this major decision, this bold decision to pick a female as a running mate. And I therefore want to use this opportunity to encourage and call on all women in Ghana to come out and support President Dramani Mahama. Vote for him. Let us realize this our dream. Women, we need this extra 1 month. Please, let's not let this opportunity slip us. We need this extra 1 month. Fellow women, come out, let's support the president.
And to our mother, welcome. We know that you make a difference so far as the women of this country are concerned, and victory shall come to us December 7th, 2020. Let me also once again get a round of applause for our able professor from the Achim land, who is also our Manifesto chairman. Thank you very much. We are grateful for your presentation. Can we do it once again for Professor Danso Boafo? Don't forget he's a professor and he's an Achim. Let me also acknowledge the presence of Dr. Joseph Whittle. He is Acting Deputy High Commissioner for the British High Commission. Welcome, sir. We are grateful for your time. I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of Madam Sherry Aite. She is Vice Chair National. Thank you very much, Ma'am. Chief Soko Azoka is Vice Chair National. Alhaji Said Sinari is Vice Chairman. Honorable Kofi Ato is also our Vice Chairman. The Honorable Moses Mabenga is Vice Chair also. Barbara Asamoah is Deputy General Secretary. Peter Boama Otokuno is Deputy General Secretary. Hamidu Akamba is our National Organizer. And the Honorable Hannah Bisiu, National Women's Organizer. We acknowledge your presence, Madam. George Opare Ado is National Youth Organizer. You're welcome, sir. And Ambassador Dan Abudapi is also with us this evening. Let me welcome our able and hard-working minority leader, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. He is Member of Parliament for Tamale South.
Your Excellency, John Dramani Mahama and Mrs. Lodina Mahama, Professor Nana Jane Opokwa Jiman, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana to be, I'm profoundly optimistic. Alhaji Mahama Idrisu, Vice Chair representing the Council of Elders, Right Honorable Do Ajaho, former Speaker of Parliament, all other protocols observed. My colleague members of Parliament, we acknowledge your presence. Today is a very solemn occasion for us, but to assure Excellency President Mahama and the leadership of the party led by the National Chairman and General Secretary that your parliamentary caucus remains strong, and with the spirit of arise and act, you can be optimistic of a parliamentary majority come January 7th, 2021. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my task is a very simple one. What will a John Dramani Mahama presidency do to improve governance generally in our country? He makes a solemn pledge for a truly independent judiciary, a fearless and predictable judiciary, and a commitment of an initiative he started then with then Chief Justice of the Republic, Justice Theodora Wood, that he would give true meaning to Article 1582 and 149 of the Constitution, which seeks to improve the conditions of service of all workers within the judiciary service. His solemn pledge. He would also support the judiciary to establish courts of appeal in some parts of the country, western, northern, and the Volta regions, to facilitate speedy adjudication of justice, whilst increasing resources and expanding access to legal aid to the poor and the indigenous. President John Dramani Mahama's pledge on corruption and ending nepotism and growing corruption. He makes a commitment, and the commitment will be to reduce the size, call it the elephant size, of government. Unprecedented in our country history, 118 ministers of state. Excellency John Dramani Mahama makes a commitment to the Ghanaian people that he will downsize the size of the ministers, review and reform the Ghanaian public service to respond to COVID emergency, and deepen the administrative efficiency of those institutions. Excellency John Dramani Mahama makes a commitment to make corruption once again a high-risk activity. As you heard from Professor Danso Buafo of Achim fame, he will sting corruption like the scorpion will bite you when you are caught with it. So corruption will be made a high-risk activity. He will review and legislate on the code of conduct that he initiated as President of the Republic up to January 7, 2017. The good people of Ghana, again, be assured that John Dramani Mahama will find answers to the unanswered questions of corruption, whether it is BOST, whether it's National Youth Authority, whether it's Kroll Associate. It's only in Ghana that excavators can get missing and can be found and nothing happen. That will not happen under a John Mahama presidency. All public officials who demonstrate an attempt to loot the public purse will be punished and punished accordingly. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in concluding, John Dramani Mahama makes a commitment to massive constitutional review efforts that gives Ghana a development constitution, having tested and examined the 1992 constitution up to date. He will deepen his partnership with organized labor in order that the constitutional amendment, including the white paper that was issued by him, will give true meaning to democratic governance in our country. A few years ago, they said they were going to end the suffering of the Ghanaian people. Farmers were suffering, nurses were suffering, teachers are suffering. The suffering is still on. Support John Dramani Mahama on the rescue mission to end the continuous suffering of our people. On legal education, President John Dramani Mahama recognizes that many young people qualified in Ghana, desirous to have legal education and read law, are denied the opportunity. He makes a commitment to expand access to legal education by reviewing and giving accreditation to certified law faculties across the country to increase the number of professional lawyers in our country and paralegals of our country, so that you make a meaningful contribution to our national development. He makes that commitment. John Dramani Mahama does not make a commitment that he will reduce the public debt and come increase the public debt and make Ghana a debt-distressed country. From 120 billion as of January 2017 is 258 billion. But at least with ours, you can count the projects that are counted for it. And to the youth, many a times when manifestos are read, the question the media asks is, how is it going to be funded? And I conclude with that. In this manifesto, President John Dramani Mahama has made a commitment to end seasonal agriculture and to end natural rain-fed agriculture. He will conduct a number of irrigation dams in all parts of the country, including what he started in Tamni in the Upper East region, a new one in Mprem in the Central region, a new irrigation dam in Amate in the Eastern region, Pagaza in the Northern region. But you know what? A John Mahama pledge is that these irrigation dams will be funded by the Ghana Exim Bank, created by him as President of the Republic. He promises the ICT champions. He will train young people in IT applications. It will be funded by the Ghana Universal Access Fund. What he promised, he will honor as his covenant to the Ghanaian people. We only can look forward to a John and Jane. There is no improvement in the quality of life of the Ghanaian, and the nepotism of family and friends can only have a terminal end in the John Mahama presidency. I thank you all.
I make my money from Okada riding. So consider Okada riders better and address us in your manifesto. That's what I have for you. And that's the only reason why I'll vote for Mahama. Nanado doesn't ride motor, but you, Mahama, I've been seeing you on motorbike.
Because of the money, now boys and so, Omunya sent him. Yeah, you know, my way, because I need the egg, you didn't near the car, you had 2 years. If you are here, if you are my post to me, is here, put the motto, put the cocoma, as if way, no police are children. Ade, you're to about my MPP. Since 2000, I'm starting to about my MPP. Ade, I to about, I'm still, you're a sugar, I want you. Na say JM aba say o ma kan ya de ai ye juna dia anya ye nyina ba ya dun ba ko ni ato ama no are ndi anto ma no because so JM ba no du moto udi kokrom na police anya de ya hawa e dey ta won to ma no ha ya pressa 52000 up to now udi moto kokrom anya e cho adani ya poster ma park ya meti moto so na police no a chere adi o se ma cho mu kwa me hwe mo dada we ni na Mahama oba ni nyina so betwa e bi Mahama o ka ba fo nyina ye nyina ye ba to aba ma JM ma na ye den akọ onu ala akọ.
I think what our president is about to do about the legalization of Okada is a good thing. Some of us we have just finished our SHS and we don't have the money to continue our education level. So we use this as a means to earn our daily bread. The legalization of this bike, it will help us also because we will only earn some little amount from this. Sometimes maybe 50 Ghana a day or maybe 100 cedis a day. But because of it's not being legalized, you can end up meeting a policeman who will stop you all of a sudden and instead of arrested you because you are not being licensed to use it. And the policeman might take you 100 cedis, 200 cedis, and at the end of the day you have nothing to gain. So if this bike is being legalized and at least we have the free road to work and live our normal life, even that small money that is going somewhere might be used to help us. So we are very happy about hearing the news that there's going to be a legalization of this motorbike because it's a very good thing to us the youth because most of us are having no work to do. Some of us will depend on this bike to look after our families, pay school fees for our children, our mothers when they're sick, everything. We use through this means we get the little money to help them. So we are saying that we are going to vote for JM for this good idea that he has brought to us.
Also legalizing, say I and I ever legalizing Okada. I work probably so. Uko Nigeria so Okada or Uko Togo Okada and I have been Togo. Into legalizing a number. Now more insurance, better insurance. Uto for more better insurance ever provide within Nigeria. Now I am fine. Only legalizing your plan say it.
Assemblymen does a lot of work in the community. They are the first point of contact to the community. There's no one that will come to the community and you cannot see the assemblyman first. Then after that, that maybe they'll be talking of the MP or they'll go to the MC or something. So we are the first point of contact. At the place that I'm an assemblyman, people come to me with their problems, and then some of them come with their needs, and they would like to meet the MP or anybody for help and things. People are fall sick, people need school fees, they will come to assemblyman and all these things. But so far as we are not being paid, the people come, we turn them down. Your own little way, especially if somebody is sick, or if they call you that somebody has died in somewhere, or somebody is sick and is in an uncompleted building or a kiosk Islam area, you need to go and attend to that person. But at a point you go there, maybe the person needs financial support. And so far as we are not being paid, sometimes it becomes more difficult for us. So I've seen it wise that all assemblymen, we are the first point of contact. So I believe that if JDM said we pay assemblymen, it's a plus to us. And we all, assemblymen who believe that, yes, assembly is really assembly, I'm sure that all assemblymen will vote for JDM.
I think the policies that has been churned out by His Excellency, the former President, Napobo Kolena, John Dramani Mahama, is so exciting and interesting, and I am so much enthused and happy about those promises, and more especially the one he promised assembly members. If you look at the way poverty is arrogantly facing us in the face, it is so nauseating and irritating. And as a result of that, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is promising assembly members monthly salaries that will enable them to be able to take care of their families, their needs, and put them in a platform, to take responsibility and to take the bull by the horn and make sure that, the problem that is being faced by the people in their communities are being sent to the assembly to be addressed. So I am so much excited by these policies, and I want to thank His Excellency, the incoming president, Napobo Kolena, John Dramani Mahama. I am proud to associate myself with the policies of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and I want to urge everybody, women, the youth, the aged, and everybody to come on board and solidly behind His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and vote for him overwhelmingly to win the December elections, and we can be able to be rest assured that he will continue the numerous policies that have been abandoned by this corrupt, nepotistic, super incompetent government. We are sick and tired of the corruption, and we want to rescue Ghana from now. And Upper West want to contribute their quota.
It is a rescue mission, and the youth of Ghana must rise. Arise for your beloved country. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Okada Riders Association in the house. Let me at this point also acknowledge the presence of our 2020 campaign team coordinator, Honorable Professor Joshua Alabi. He's in the house. A round of applause for him. We have a Deputy Minority Leader in Parliament, Honorable James Aveji, and Comfort Doyle Kujo Gansa, who is also a Deputy Chief Whip in the House of Parliament. We also have Right Honorable Doa Jaho, former Speaker of Parliament, and Ambassador Victor Ogbeho with us this evening. Thank you very much for your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the hour we've all been waiting for. It is time for us to listen to the man to lead the rescue mission. With the man is with the woman. Professor J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman, but this time around, for him to have the peace of mind required from home. To lead that rescue mission, the woman with him is the former First Lady and next First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Lordina Mahama. He led with humility, with honesty, and with dexterity. And he's back to lead the National Democratic Congress to rescue this country by the grace of Allah Almighty and with your support. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the nation builder.
John Mahama, waya, 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 waya. Waya, come on, John Mahama, waya, 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 waya.
A nation builder is one with vision, a planner and a master tactician. Here's a man with a team that understands that the implementation of free senior higher education, for example, requires adequate infrastructure in order not to destabilize an already working quality educational system. This is a man with a team that negotiates deals in a holistic manner, like the Tema Port Expansion Project that concluded with the construction of the Tema Motorway Interchange for ease of transport of goods. This is a nation builder, one who makes judicious use of resources at his disposal. There are several infrastructure projects in various sectors of the economy accounted for under John Mahama's 4 years of governance. This nation builder is trustworthy, one who is faithful to his promise. John Mahama promised to end Dumsor, and truly he did, leaving the nation with excess megawatts of power at the end of his first term in office. This nation builder is a unifier. John Mahama's leadership transcends ethnicity, family, and friends, one whose message resonates with the upper class right through to the grassroots of our society. Same can be said about his communication prowess. It's unrivaled. This year's elections will be about track record. Second is trust. The writings are clear on the wall. The records never lie. Fellow Ghanaians, the choice is ours to make. Fellow Ghanaians, presenting John Dramani Mahama.
Ofigesie mwajume Muna wafraya ababubi Akani batom bebre na wawa Na so yai na wafraya Wabu yembio Etina wa Ja Ni batom bebre na wawa Na so nia na wafraya Wabu bibi Etina wa frami anything wamyo rabie amamesu miaye ofrejumaimu erade wamyo ejumaimu Jumei, wona wa freye abamubio. Ofigesie mu jumei, wona wa freye abamubi. Akani batom bebre na wawa, na so yai na wa freye. Wabu yembio, etina wa. Ni badom bebre na wawa na sonia
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My wife and life partner, Lordina Dramani Mahama, Professor Nana Jane Opoko Ajiman, our 2020 running mate, Alhaji Mahama Idrisu, representing our founder, Jerry John Rawlings, and our Council of Elders, our National Chairman, our General Secretary, Right Honorable Second Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable former Speaker of Parliament, the Honorable Minority Leader, Chairman and members of our national campaign team for election 2020, members of our National Executive Committee, my media friends, our invited guests, party activists and foot soldiers, assorted professional groups, ladies and gentlemen, on a day like this, we can't help but remember many of our comrades who have contributed their quota to bring us to this point, but who no longer are with us. The list is too long, but I acknowledge in particular my teacher, my friend, my comrade, my mentor, Professor John Ivan Satamils, of blessed memory, my able Vice President, Parkwesi Emisa Arthur, many other of our departed faithful, Kobna J, our former chairman, Dr. Mrs. Mary Grant, and so many others who are not with us today. We acknowledge them, we salute them, and may their souls rest in perfect peace. This world is changing fast and in truly fundamental ways. Global climate change, migration, terrorism, racial tensions, and lately, COVID-19 are throwing up new challenges that are testing the quality of leadership of every nation. The stress tests nations are going through are revealing fissures based on developmental models and paradigms used by those countries. In many cases, countries considered relatively less advanced with smaller economies are emerging more resilient and less affected by the global shocks than some countries that are considered advanced. The case of Vietnam, a relatively smaller country bordering China and therefore closer to the original source of the coronavirus pandemic, has survived much better with relatively less infections and deaths than known global superpowers. Therefore, never in the history of the world has the quality of a country's leadership been more critical to its survival than now. Leadership that has been proactive and visionary have emerged from the shocks with less effects on their people and economies. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for our beloved country, Ghana. Our economy is in tatters, and as I said, in intensive care, and we are on track to post the highest ever fiscal deficit in our history since the beginning of the Fourth Republic. Excessive borrowing over the last 4 years have placed Ghana in a high debt risk category with absolutely nothing to show for it. Job losses are at an all-time high, with layoffs and business collapses becoming the order of the day. The capital and lifetime savings of small businesses and households have been eroded by the not too well thought through financial sector cleanup. Business confidence is at an all-time low, with many Ghanaian businesses struggling to stay afloat. Ghanaians are tired and hungry, while an elite few have access to all the opportunities the nation has to offer. Our institutions have been politicized, and there's a gradual erosion of our democratic space. Government has clearly failed to contain the COVID virus and has given up providing timely statistics and data on the status of COVID-19 in our nation. Despite the huge resources that have been made available to Ghana by the IMF, the World Bank, and withdrawals from our stabilization fund, government has failed in its COVID-19 alleviation and containment program. Public education has been poor. Food distribution during the lockdown was chaotic and disorderly. Protective gear remains in short supply, thereby putting our frontline health workers at risk. It is critical that we rescue Ghana from the abyss into which it is sinking. My comrades and friends, we must prepare Ghana to cope with the current global challenges. We must open new horizons and new hopes to instill a new sense of purpose in our people, catching up on what we have missed while taking steps to enhance our growth. We must place Ghana in sync with the new developments taking place around the world in order that we prepare our economy to become an advanced one. To achieve this, we must build a knowledge-based economy and move faster into the new world of smart manufacturing and digital services. This will generate not only growth, but prosperity for all Ghanaians. We'll create not only jobs, but sustainable and decent jobs, so that people can live prosperous and dignified lives. We must put Ghanaian businesses at the center of our economic growth. It is only when Ghanaian businesses thrive that our economy can grow and create jobs and prosperity for our people. We must create equal opportunities for all Ghanaian businesses and not deal with them based on political color or family affiliation of their owners. My brothers and sisters, I've had the unique and humbling privilege of providing leadership as president, stepping back and being elected again to lead the National Democratic Congress into the December 2020 elections. It has therefore given me the opportunity during this period to reflect soberly on the challenges and expectations of governance and the heavy burden of people's hopes and aspirations that come with it. Ghana cannot afford to do things the old way. Survival and success for today and the future generations require a much more urgent and, in many cases, substantial change to prevailing economic and social relations. Ghana needs a new era of social justice. It is time for renewal and coming together. It is time for greater self-reliance. It is time to close the wealth gap that divides our society and create greater equality amongst our people. It is time to finally end intolerance and social discrimination against ethnic groups, religious groups, gender and age groups. It is time to end repression of the media. It is time to unite and create opportunities for all our people and not just a privileged few. It is time to do this democratically with the full involvement of all our people. With this in mind, we set out to develop the People's Manifesto, a social contract between the NDC and the people of Ghana. To make our manifesto writing process widely consultative and popular, we adopted a bottom-up approach. In addition to internal consultations within the NDC, with our grassroots organs engaged, their communities, we forwarded their expectations to our Manifesto Committee for Inclusion. I was also privileged to hold town hall meetings with representatives of different socioeconomic groupings. I sought to derive a consensus on what the new NDC government must do and how we must do it, and what role citizens want to play in our forward march. I want to thank all the professional groups that gave us a hearing and contributed meaningfully to this document that we're going to launch today. The idea was to distill this knowledge that we acquired from them and make a commitment in our manifesto to the people of Ghana. Our consultative process was interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. We did not, however, abandon our objectives. We continued using technology and small group meetings to further these consultations. 6 months later, the pandemic is spreading even faster, with more disruptive effects on our lives than the current government had anticipated. From all indications, COVID-19 will continue to plague the world for some time to come. But this manifesto lays the foundation for the renewal of our institutions and progress for all. It is my hope that you will identify the ideals of our People's Manifesto and vote for John Mahama and for the great NDC team and engage us with a view to holding us to our commitment on program delivery. I believe that there are great times ahead for our people. All of us, myself included, learned a lot of valuable lessons during the period of preparing this manifesto. The most important was the growing and humbling understanding of the fact that the December elections will be unlike any other election in our recent history. It will be an election of destiny. It will be an election of the future. It will be an election of the future of our children and our grandchildren. This election will be about the very soul of a new Ghana. Our historic mission right now is to provide our fellow Ghanaians with the opportunity to become a part of tomorrow's world and offer our beloved country a clear chance to spread prosperity to all our people and move into the status of an advanced middle-income country within the next 5 years. It is possible together. We can do it with the right and dedicated leadership. We owe it to our wonderful people to create new job opportunities, to bring new skills, and to provide better chances for everyone so that all of us will be able to live a dignified life. It is time now, my brothers and sisters. That time is now. The change we all desire starts now. Let us all join hands to create the country that we wish for. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. May God bless each and every one of us. May God make our country great and strong. And so, at this point, I'll take you through a few highlights of our manifesto, not in any particular order. NDC is a social democratic party. We subscribed to a compassionate political philosophy, and we believe in social justice. We create opportunities for all to develop to their fullest potential. We focus on an inclusive effort to safeguard the jobs of today and create sustainable jobs for the future. Our manifesto is our social contract with the people of Ghana, and we will create a bright future for Ghana and for every Ghanaian. Our priorities are to build a sustainable society with opportunities for all, to promote human development, to continue to prioritize healthcare, quality education, and skills training as the cornerstone for progress and prosperity. The US $10 billion accelerated infrastructure plan, dubbed the Big Push, will create jobs for the multitude of our people. We'll provide infrastructure for accelerated development, and will fix the economy as we unite against poverty, create sustainable jobs under our Ejumapa program, promote good governance, integrity, anti-corruption, transparency, and accountability, and deepen the international relations amongst our sister nations. Uniting against poverty, that is the economy. Ghana's economy is not working for the people, it's working for only a few. Ghana's economy is not working for the people, it's working for only a few. We will fix the economy and make it work for all Ghanaians. We'll fight the disastrous effect of the poor economic management of this administration. The NDC has the experience to turn around this dire economic situation to bring relief to the suffering masses of Ghana. We will sanitize the financial sector. On the macro front, unprecedented mounting public debt, depreciating cedi, amongst others, are all a telltale sign of an economy in deep distress. We will roll out prudent macroeconomic measures anchored in sound management. We will bring the public debt under control. We will stabilize and strengthen the long-suffering cedi, reduce inflation, ensure a low progressive taxation regime, and restore inclusive growth. We will make the business environment friendly again, provide unprecedented job-related stimulus packages for the private sector, and most importantly, increase Ghanaian participation and stake in our economy. And we'll put an end to the vindictive targeting and collapse of Ghanaian businesses and its attendant job losses. The NDC established the Ghana Exim Bank to promote jobs and exports. The NDC will again generate economic growth that creates infrastructure and sustainable jobs. We will usher Ghana into an era of shared prosperity, and all Ghanaians will reap the fruits of their labor. We need to turn our beloved country, Ghana, into an advanced one, and we must eradicate poverty. It is possible, and we will do it. How will we achieve these targets? How will we achieve these targets? We will exempt small businesses from paying corporate and personal income tax. That is to re-inject their profits back into the businesses. We estimate that this will involve about 1.4 billion Ghana cedis a year. And that will be the best stimulus you can inject back in order to expand small and medium enterprises. For medium-sized Ghanaian businesses, we will reduce the corporate income tax rate from 25% to 15% in order to give them breathing room to be able to reinvest in and grow their businesses. But very interesting, we will exempt newly established medium-sized companies that employ up to 20 people or 20 workers from paying corporate income tax for the first year when they are establishing the business. This is important because the most critical time in establishing a business is the first year when you are investing. And when you're investing, it's not the right time for government to come asking you to bring money. And so we will give them that relief. And for businesses that employ 20 or more, medium-sized businesses, they will get corporate tax exemption for 2 years so that they can establish the business properly and expand the business to employ more people. We'll exempt commercial vehicles and other commercial equipment imported into the country from commercial, industrial, and agricultural purposes from import duty. We will review the Customs Amendment Act 2020, that's Act 1014, to scrap the law banning the importation of salvage vehicles to scrap I think Thank you. To scrap the law banning the importation of salvage vehicles and the proposed imposition of a 35% import duty rate. We are going to scrap it, and in order that we salvage vehicles are not banned, and the top duty rate that government proposes to impose on these vehicles does not happen. This is to save the local automotive industry, so that our people in Swami Magazine, Konkompe, Abose Okai, Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is to allow our people in the local automotive industry in Swami Magazine, Konkombe, Abose Okai, to continue to work to earn a decent living. We encourage vehicle assembly plants investing in Ghana as a complement to our local industry, not to cancel out our local industry. We will reverse the decoupling of VAT 12.5%, NHIL 2.5%, Get Fund 2.5%, which has brought untold hardship onto Ghanaian businesses and households. We will introduce a rural investor incentive package to create meaningful employment opportunities for the youth, especially in rural areas, and investors in rural communities. Under this program, they will be exempted from dividend and capital gains tax. And then B, if they employ up to 50 persons, they will be granted tax exemptions and further incentives on the importation of capital equipment. We'll provide special tax incentives for indigenous value chain industries such as mineral processing, petroleum-based industries, agro-based, pulp and paper industries in order to unlock sustainable job opportunities. Among others, we'll review the Rent Act to provide tax incentives to landlords and real estate investors to reduce the cost of rent advances for residential and commercial purposes. Restructure the Rent Control Office into a Ghana Rent Authority to effectively implement the new Rent Act in the interest of tenants and landlords. We will increase the District Assembly's Common Fund back to 7.5% from the 5% that the current government has put it. This will make sure that enough revenue goes to the district assemblies to function effectively and provide adequately for people in the decentralized districts, and also for people with disabilities. We'll promote local content for local contractors in all sectors of the economy to increase the contribution of Ghanaians to a minimum of 55% of GDP and improve Ghanaian ownership and participation of our economy. Amend the Public Procurement Act to give priority to Ghanaian businesses in the award of contracts financed from public funds. Within a year in office, we will pay the full amount due every victim of the reckless handling of the financial sector cleanup. Conduct a forensic audit on the entire financial sector cleanup exercise, including the Ghana Amalgamated Trust. Set up a financial services authority to regulate the financial service industry, protect consumers, and ensure fair competition in the financial service sector. Ensure a well-tiered financial system to cater for the various segments of the market, such as SMEs. The idea behind this is you don't need every bank to have a capital reserve of 400 million. So we'll create several tiers so that there will be banks that want to lend to small and medium enterprises, and a capital reserve of 100 million will be enough for them. Amend the National Pensions Act 2008, Act 766, to improve both service delivery and financial efficiency of the SNIT pension scheme. Allow contributing workers, such as private teachers, amongst others, who lose their jobs suddenly due to natural occurrences, such as COVID-19 pandemic, to be paid stipends while they search for a new job. And this is important. Allow workers who have contributed for a minimum period of 10 to 15 years to use their contribution as collateral to access mortgage loans for housing. We will pay pensioners, and they'll be happy about this, an annual 13th month bonus. Under the Ghana Framework for Industrial Revitalization, Support and Transformation, which we call Ghana First, we will boost the real sector of the economy. And the 16 strategic growth areas are going to be agriculture and agro-processing, pharmaceuticals, health tourism, light manufacturing, including apparels, accessories, and assemblages, educational service exports, financial services, furniture, ICT business services and logistics, oil and gas petroleum sector, strategic minerals including salt, tourism, tree crop development, coastal landscape and forest management, afforestation, infrastructure, construction, waste management and recycling, and high-tech manufacturing, including chemicals. To stimulate economic growth and create opportunities for sustainable jobs through agri-business, we will realign the Ministry of Food and Agriculture into a Ministry of Agriculture and Agribusiness. This is to capture the full value chain, because we've concentrated only on production, and when we have produced, we don't have the capacity to process the produce and make them available to the market. We'll put Ghana on the path of self-sufficiency in the production of commodities and also for exports. We'll delineate agro-production and processing zones for medium to large-scale production. These include examples like Brong-Ahafo is the leading producer of cashew nuts, but yet we don't have an active cashew processing capacity in Brong-Ahafo. And so we'll put that in. There are places that are good at ginger production. We'll process the ginger into ginger powder, ginger oil for export. There are places that are producing rice. We'll put rice milling equipment so that we can mill the rice for the local market and, if possible, for export. Provide micro-processing equipment to farmers, to farmer cooperatives. For instance, in the palm oil growing area, if you give a group of farmers, a cooperative, a small processing mill to be able to process their palm oil for the market, it will add value to what they are doing. In the cocoa sector, cocoa processing for value addition will ensure the processing of at least 50% of our cocoa beans locally before we export. We'll restore the distribution of fertilizer inputs and free fertilizer inputs and seedlings to cocoa farmers. Support small cocoa processing companies and artisanal cocoa products, process and market finished and semi-finished cocoa products, in addition to raw cocoa beans, amongst many others. Government support to pharmaceutical industries. Roll out a pharmaceutical industry financial and technical support program. We've done this in the past. When I was president, we financed the pharmaceutical industries to the tune of 50 million Ghana cedis, and it enabled some of them to be able to begin to export into the sub-regional market. We will enhance this so that Ghana becomes a hub for pharmaceutical manufacturing in West Africa. We'll develop a national policy to restructure the small-scale mining sector. We'll set up what we call a gold board. This board will be responsible for small-scale mining sector to provide mining support services and especially in the area of safety. We will attach mining safety officers and graduates from the University of Mines and Technology to all small-scale mining companies to ensure that they do the mining in safety and according to the regulations. We will train small-scale miners in land reclamation techniques as a critical component of their operations. We will promote legally and properly operated medium and small-scale mining to become attractive and well-paid business ventures, creating jobs for our youth. We will reissue confiscated legitimate mining licenses to miners. For persons whose mining concessions have been illegitimately seized, we shall return the concessions to the legitimate owners. We will track down and take back all excavators that are missing. And we will return the excavators to their rightful owners. We will establish mini gold refineries in the gold-producing regions of our country in conjunction with the private sector. And we will halt the export of unrefined gold produced by small-scale mining companies. The central bank will play a role in financing and certificating high-quality gold bullion for export. We will hold a portion of our international reserves in gold to help stabilize our economy and our currency. Many other things. I will increase demand for locally manufactured goods, and will use government's purchasing power to stimulate demand for made-in-Ghana goods by directing all MDAs to patronize made-in-Ghana goods. We'll encourage the private sector to establish marketing companies to service local SMEs and manufacturers. And then it continues. We'll modernize our markets using a mini KJTR model. And so markets like Aflao, Mankesim, Techiman, and others will get a smaller version of a KJTR market. Promote local production of hygiene goods, especially for women, including sanitary pads, through training and support for startups. Revive the textile industry by providing support to local textile companies such as Akosombo and Dropon Textiles. Establish agro-processing factories in various districts in collaboration with the private sector, such as fruit processing in Lower Manya, cashew processing in Bono and Bono East, amongst others. Now the big push, 10 billion big push. And I'll rush through this very quickly. The $10 billion big push for infrastructure development and economic transformation will involve an investment of $10 billion over 5 years. It will transform our economy in furtherance of our 1 million jobs plan. Projects under the big push will be executed in all cases by Ghanaian registered companies that pay their taxes in Ghana. This is to ensure that the money circulates within Ghana. And so if you want to participate, your business should be registered in Ghana and pay taxes in Ghana. These investments will stimulate and grow indigenous Ghanaian businesses. The 10 billion investment will be directed to stimulate the economy by sourcing as much as possible locally available materials and products for the execution of the projects. Now, key areas under the big push: provide infrastructure for agriculture and agribusiness, such as warehouses, silos, irrigation dams, farmer service centers, etc. Develop regional digital and innovation centers. Develop 5G technology. Upgrade and dualize all our major national roads. Complete the Eastern and Western Corridor roads. Upgrade other major national highways, urban and feeder roads. Expand the railway network by implementing the 2014 Railway Master Plan. Construct a domestic airport in Upper East Region. The land was secured when I was president, and it's a project that we will continue. Extend the runway of the Kumasi International Airport to accommodate bigger aircrafts. Upgrade the Sunyani Airport. Engineer and construct major markets, starting with Aflao, Mankesim, Techiman, Kintampo, Sampa, Elubu, Nima, and Asesewa. Construct social housing in all districts of the country. Expand rural electrification. Water supply, sewage, and sanitation systems. Complete all abandoned hospital and health projects. Construct new district and regional polyclinics, health centers, and CHIPS compounds in all the districts. Construct 2 new infectious disease centers. Expand the 37 military hospital as the national emergency center. Complete all the E-blocks and the abandoned community day secondary schools. Construct new schools at the basic level by removing schools under trees and other substandard schools. Provide universities in the new regions that do not have any. Build modern theaters and studios for the development and promotion of the creative arts. Complete feasibility and continue the implementation of a specialized port on the eastern seaboard of our country, and that refers to Keita. Construct a multi-purpose convention and exhibition center aimed at repositioning Ghana as West Africa's destination for meetings, conferences, and exhibitions. Refurbish the National Theatre. Upgrade NAFTI into a fully fledged multimedia university for film, arts, theater, and music. Upgrade the National Sports College into a state-of-the-art sports university to serve the West African sub-region. Provide sports development facilities across the region, including stadia, mini stadia, and other facilities. Upgrade infrastructure linking tourism sites. Complete and operationalize the Swami and Dawa industrial parks. Establish new industrial parks and free zones in the industry-deprived regions. And under the 1 million jobs plan, which we have christened Ejumapa, will generate an average of 250,000 decent jobs every year. Our job creation policies will be rapidly deployed through needed interventions that are applied to ensure that all sectors of the economy give priority to the creation of sustainable and decent jobs. The 1 million jobs will be anchored on the big push, an aggressive infrastructure development for jobs. The 10 billion investment over 5 years will stimulate the economy and provide opportunities for businesses to grow, create new entrepreneurs, and employ more people. A national apprenticeship program to train technically skilled human resources for rapid industrialization, job creation, and entrepreneurship will be implemented. NAP, as we call it, will target 500,000 out-of-school youth, including Kayaye. Government will bear the cost of fees for their training, and they'll receive start-up kits on completion of their training. What this means is that we'll register master craftsmen in all the districts around the country. We'll register youth that are interested in going as apprentices to learn a skill, and we'll pay the master craftsmen to train them, and when they are finished, we'll give them the kits that they need to start work, whether sewing machines or hair dryers. Through a number of tax exemptions, micro, small, and medium enterprises will be able to plow back their profits, drive the digitization of the economy to provide new jobs, encourage establishment of new businesses, focusing on exports to help create more job opportunities, provide free training in coding to young people across the country, Engage a minimum of 300,000 beneficiaries under the Youth Employment Agency. Focus on skills acquisition. Legalize and regulate Okada. Legalize and regulate Okada business in order to make it safer and be an avenue for employment. Convert the labor office into a national employment center with offices in all the regions. Persons seeking jobs can register online, and employers who recruit from the National Employment Center database will receive tax incentives. It will also compile and maintain a national employment dashboard to track the number of jobs created every year. And getting to the end, social housing. Roll out social housing, I said that already, in every district. Implement a national mortgage assistance scheme and rent-to-pay agreements over 15 to 20 years. So if you are working and you have between 15 and 20 years to the end of your working life, you can be allocated one of the houses. The money you'd have paid for rent, you use it to pay and own the house. The mortgages will be priced in cedis, not in dollars, so that we insulate the house owners from the escalating value of the dollar. The rest is expand GIFEC to create a digital economy development fund to promote entrepreneurs with emphasis on youth and females. So GIFEC will help young entrepreneurs who want to go into digital services. Roll out a solid digital infrastructure to generate incremental value of more than 5 billion in a year. Develop a digital Ghana master plan. Ensure the efficient transfer of digital technologies and skills to unleash the innovative and entrepreneurial potentials of our young people. Commence the building of a national information highway, that's the Ghana Broadband Network, which utilizes 5G and fiber optic technologies. Move to an affordable universal licensing regime, including 5G, that allows flexibility for telecom companies to tap into new technologies. Identify and support young people to develop e-applications to support the delivery of public services. Introduce a uniform transactions fee to guide the electronic payments industry. Migrate all persons to government payments onto electronic platforms. This is to speed up the achievement of a cashless society. And so these are some of the programs planned. There are many. It's a quite detailed manifesto. And so I'll take a break here, and I'll invite my running mate to go through some portions on human development, and then after that I will come and wrap up. Nana. Welcome again.
Yes, it was. a good identity, but it was not planned very well before the process happened. It was not planned at all. And if I can collect, a lot of people, the former president, Ford's brother complained about it. A lot of people complained about it. But he went ahead and implemented it with our plans. The school has been piled up, that they now let people go.
Thank you very much for the kind welcome. Your Excellency, please allow me to refer to the protocol already established and to thank everybody for being here, those who are physically here, those who are watching from elsewhere. We are very grateful for your attention. Today is September 7th. And we are exactly 3 months away from the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections. This election will be historic in many ways. It will be the first time that such an election has been conducted in the midst of a global pandemic. It will be decided by the largest electorate in the nation's history. It will be the first in the Fourth Republic to be contested by a former president and the first in which a major party's ticket will feature a woman. But the moment also brings with it another more important, more urgent historical milestone, and that should guide our priorities as a people and shape the focus of our government in the years to come. This will be the youngest electorate in the history of this nation. 7 out of every 10 people who registered to cast a ballot on December 7th were born about a decade before the Fourth Republic. Nearly half of them have only ever known Ghana as a multi-party democracy. Isn't that interesting? And so, in many ways, this election is about the future of the many millions who make up a rising generation with grand global aspirations for themselves, for their culture, and for their country. It is their ambitions, their energies, and their self-belief that will write the next chapters in Ghana's history. The future of this nation, its fortunes, and its very fate hinges on their ability to attain their fullest potential. The passion, positivity, and promise of the youth are the fuel for any serious agenda for the future of this country. It is for this reason that we must be invested in the success of the teeming youth of this country, while we must be absolutely relentless in our determination to create a social, economic, cultural, and political environment that allows them to prosper and live dignified lives in a nation they can be proud of. And in many respects, it is about jobs, sustainable jobs. We cannot guarantee them, the youth, equality of outcomes, but we should certainly guarantee them equality of opportunity. This is the commitment of the People's Manifesto. The reason why we were not swayed by the criticism that by going to the people, and the people, the list includes the chiefs, the artisans, students, farmers, traders, teachers, market women, professionals, and so on, and inviting them to be active participants in policies that will affect their own lives meant that the NDC lacked ideas. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, do allow me to state that any plan that excludes the agency of the recipient is at best an alienating effort. As a party that respects people regardless, our manifesto must perforce carry the voices and hopes of our people, who will eventually own the outcomes. The easiest process would have been to lock a few people in a room for a couple of weeks, backed by consultants who have no clues, who sometimes have no clue as to the concrete reality of the life of the people of our country, and then call the outcome a manifesto for Ghana. At the core of the consensus expressed was human development. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the economy is about human development, no more, no less. It is about building a strong, well-educated, healthy country that protects the vulnerable, creates and sustains spaces for the aspirations of everyone to develop to their full potential, and rightly so. For Ghana can only rise to the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century if we face it with the full complement of our ingenuity and talent. And we can only do it if we eliminate the barriers of gender, geography, poverty that exclude so many people from reaching their potential. This, my friends and countrymen, is the work of the next 4 years and a prerequisite for the future that lies beyond. We owe it to our youth, especially to their determination to succeed, their ambitions, unlimited energies, and intellectual prowess that one finds everywhere in our country, to help raise their levels of confidence to believe that they can overcome their general current cynicism and pervading frustration and become hopeful. And we know that the disappointments and disillusionment of the last few years means we must proffer concrete plans and not just promises. We will not offer our youth charity. We will collectively work towards making them truly independent. This explains everybody's involvement in crafting this manifesto, especially the voices of our youth. This is the commitment of the People's Manifesto to the youth of Ghana. The manifesto highlights. Please permit me to share the highlights of the wishes of the people, of our people, in these critical areas, beginning with education. The underlying principles reside in the conviction that every Ghanaian, regardless, deserves quality, relevant education with a thrust towards inclusive education, lifelong learning that admits varying skills and competencies. We don't all have to do the same thing. We have a plan for education. The next NDC government will commence the Next Generation Education Initiative. This is a program that will enable the Ghana Education Service to provide basic and senior high school students access to interactive remote learning. This investment, and actually we started that in our previous term with the iCampus Ghana and the iBox. This investment in the future will enhance the availability of digital learning resources for schools. By integrating technology into the learning environment, ensuring universal internet access to these institutions, and providing students and teachers with devices, we intend to bring our education system into the 21st century. These tools and technologies will facilitate digital teaching and learning and keep teachers and students connected in and out of the classroom. Most importantly, it will improve the quality of education. It will encourage intellectual curiosity, and it will help us close the inequalities in our education system. We have every plan and desire to make the free SHS much better by ensuring that its numerous challenges are addressed and that higher operational and academic standards are introduced and sustained. To do this, we will abolish the double track system in deprived parts of our country. I had a singular privilege of leading one of Ghana's premier universities, and I have seen close up the challenges that tertiary students face, and of course those of their families and their friends too. And this informs our agenda for the nation's universities and their students. First, please let me reiterate that we are unequivocally and unashamedly opposed to the Public University Bill. It is a weak attempt to introduce political control over our universities and to erode academic freedom and institutional autonomy. We stand with the faculty and leadership of our public universities in opposing this grotesque overreach. We know how COVID-19 has impacted an already weak economy and personal finances, and we must not let this become another barrier to opportunity. That is why the next NDC administration will absorb 50% of fees for tertiary students for the 2020-2021 academic year as an incentive to mitigate the effects of COVID-19 on students and their families. As a long-term investment in financial access beyond the recovery, we intend to increase the student loan amounts to be commensurate with prevailing educational costs. We will restore the Student Loan Plus initiative that we created, which takes care of newly admitted students who are facing financial difficulty even in paying the admission fees. These loan repayments will only begin when beneficiaries gain employment after school. We also recognize that many inequities that virtual learning during this pandemic has laid bare. So we will provide free laptops to tertiary students to facilitate participation in online classes. We will also establish free Wi-Fi zones in all public and private tertiary institutions. His Excellency has already talked about the establishment of new universities. Our commitment to increasing access to education is at the heart of our free TVET policy. It is a plan to provide the free technical and vocational education at the secondary and tertiary levels. We will complement this with a program for the establishment of an ultra-modern and fit-for-purpose technical institutes in the regions that do not have any. And to maximize early career opportunities, we will also implement a national apprenticeship program, and a national internship program. We shall address head-on the problem of examination malpractices and restore the credibility and sanctity of examinations conducted by WAEC. Quality education also depends on having good teachers, well-trained teachers, and having enough of them. So we will abolish the mandatory national service and teacher licensure examination for graduate teachers. And we will restore the automatic employment of newly trained teachers to improve the teacher-student ratio across the country, whilst we consider those who have studied